in. I hope everybody having a good Monday. Welcome to the What It Do podcast. It's your boy Zell checking in. This the first having a good Monday. Welcome to the What It Do podcast. It's your boy Zell checking in. This the first check-in. First check-in. Week 1 of NFL. So we're gonna get into some games. Gonna get into these highlights. Gonna get into next week these games. Yeah, we you know what I'm saying, got a good little start show for you. Hope everybody having a good one. Hope everybody having a good one. All right, let's get into these NFL games. Let's get into the Packers and the Lions first. First, let's get into the Packers and the Lions. The first, I want to say the Packers quarterback Love uh, definitely didn't care. He was gonna throw that rock. Definitely he was gonna throw that rock. Stepping into the pocket crazy. Um, you know he this will be his second, third year, so he's still learning a lot of stuff. But I have to give it to him on. I have to give it to him on just just making the plays, just making the plays. So with him just making the plays, he looked good. And if Love does not get hurt this season, if he does not get hurt this season, it's a good chance that they can go deep into the playoffs. Um, and the way they showed out against the Lions, that's been guaranteed right now to go deep in the playoffs. Because every year they make it deep in they make it in the playoffs, but they can't get over one or two humps as well. Um, so we just so right now it's just right now if Love stay healthy and everybody stay healthy on the Packers, they can go deep into the playoffs. They can go deep in the playoffs. So I definitely love that Green Bay was showing off. The Green Bay always have good receivers, Reed, Wilson. So they always have good receivers. So I wasn't shocked on that. It was more on. It was more on. It was really more on. I mean, it was more on Love for me to see what he was gonna do because he got hurt. Um, he got hurt in the playoffs or before the playoffs. One of the two. I think it was in the playoffs or before the playoffs. So for him to bounce back, that was good for him. So um, definitely 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 good for the Packers to see that go down for Love. But the play that I feel like the play that messed the Detroit up, was Golf. That one interception. I feel like the Lions was driving. It was looking like they could had a chance to score, but that one interception, messed the game up for the Lions and for my opinion of the game. Because they were playing the Lions defense in the run game, and I feel like the run game went there for the Lions too. You know, They game went there for the Lions too. You know, they were trying to make something work, but it wasn't going as they probably would like, because with the Lions, you know they definitely rely on their run game a lot. So for them run game a lot. So for them not to uh get as many rushing yards on the ground, I think it kind of messed them up as well with the Lions. So, but great game overall with the Packers. I mean, like I said, a lot a lot of people thought the Lions was gonna win, but like I said, the Packers stepped up and got that. Let's talk Chiefs. Let's talk Chiefs. I know a lot of people saying the Chiefs was gonna spank the Chargers. I even said they was gonna spank the Chargers. But you know, I I mean, I don't know. The the Chiefs always gonna make amazing plays. They always, Mahomes gonna get it run out the pocket. Mahomes gonna throw the ball where you like, man, how he even got out of the situation he was even in and made that pass. But I think that I think a lot of teams are learning. Okay, you take this away from Mahomes, you take that away from Kelsey, you do this, you know what I'm saying, you rush this, you rush that. A lot of people are now seeing that is ways to beat the Chiefs, and that's just what happened against against the Chargers, because the defense had to step up against Mahomes. He has to, and they know that he has to, that the any defense that plays the Chiefs, the defense you have to step up against the Chiefs. You just have to. It's no way. It's no other way around it. It's no other way around it. Thank you for my oh, thank you for my cap. Yes. But there's no way around it. There's no way. There's no way around it. Uh, there's no way around it. You have to. You have to. The defense have to show up playing the Chiefs, and I think a lot of teams are. Uh, I know a lot of teams are now looking at that as, okay, this is the way that we can beat the Chiefs, because a lot of people thought that the Chargers was not going to win, and then you can't sit there and say, oh, it's because it's week one and all that. No, like, come on, the Chiefs, you know the Chiefs lose games before the playoffs, but they don't lose. They don't lose they don't lose to the Chargers. You get what I'm saying? Or teams of that. If they lose, they lose into other teams that's in the same little bracket, but they still figure out some way to win. And if they don't win, it's not by a lot. I'm not saying that it wasn't by a lot with the Chargers, but I'm just saying the Chargers figured out a way to beat the Chiefs crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, they figured out how to beat them. So, but I think a lot of teams are figuring a way or different ways to beat the Chiefs. It's just like the old Patriots. Once you figure out how to beat, Once you figure out how to beat them, then a lot of teams start doing it, and then it's just that. So with Mahomes, if any defense rush him, it's you know what I'm saying, but you can't just rush him and leave the middle open where he can run straight through, because he's gonna take off and he is gonna run. But if you are gonna blitz and you take care of all sides where he can't go to the right or he can't go to the left, then that's you you taming Mahomes, because the only time that Mahomes can make them incredible plays is, he roll out to the right and he just lob it up, or he roll out to the left and he just go across the field, and then so it's just stuff like that. But like I said, a lot of I feel like a lot of teams are looking at what's stopping him, and the Chargers did. The Chargers was the first team to put it together. They defense shut him down, so it was hard for him to make them plays, and it was hard for him to get around the defense like he normally does. So, but I mean, great game from the Chargers. That puts them up because of the Chargers quarterback Herbert. That he went off. He kept it. He kept it on the ground. Really, he really kept it on the ground. Oh, you know what I'm saying? His rushing yards was insane. He made great passes, but Herbert killed him on the ground. He killed him. He killed him with the run game. So, you know, Chargers might be a team y'all want to look at too. We never know. We never know with teams. Football is so up in the air, so you never know with a team. But you know, uh, Herbert is one of them quarterbacks too. Like this is his second year, so he trying to make a name for himself. And I think against the Chiefs, he made a name for himself that a lot of people might have not thought about, because, like I said, he playing for the Chargers. The Chargers hasn't been one of them teams in a long time that a lot of people just, oh yeah, I'm a Chargers fan, really. But I think they starting to make a little bit of noise too now. So I think a lot of underrated teams is starting to make some noise. Now the Texans and the Rams. I'm gonna break that game down. The Rams started off slow. I'm not gonna lie to you. The Rams started off slow. Um, but once the Rams start picking up, Once the Rams start picking up, they started to get in a little groove of everything, and it was definitely a defensive game at first. But the Texans, that O line, they got to work on that O line. The only thing that was working for CJ was short passes, and they didn't even give Cobb the ball that much on the run game. So I'm like, what you got him for if you're not gonna run him? Like, they kept trying to pass it, and that O line is not it's still not there. The O line for the Texans is still not there. I'm sorry to say it. Any Texas fans on here, I'm sorry, but they not. That O line need some new O line, or they need to get it together. Because CJ is going. If they don't get it together, CJ is going to get sacked. And every game, but I'm saying though, y'all got to realize CJ had the most sacks taken last year. As a quarterback, he had the most sacks taken. So y'all didn't fix the O line. So y'all not thinking about fixing the O line. Come on, Texans, because the Texans once the Texans had a little rhythm, you can tell that they could have won that game. But as soon as CJ tried to be in that pocket just a little longer than a few seconds, they crashing down. The Rams defense was crashing down on the Texans. So the Texans got to fix that O line. That's just me. But if you know what I'm saying, if you're a Texans fan in here, call them up. Call them up. That O line has to get fixed, because they have too many. The thing about the Texans, they have too many weapons not to be a great team. They have too many weapons not to be a great team. So, but you also but they also have to you know, you got to fix the problem. If you know from last year, if you know, hey, if you know the appreciate the daily heartbeat, appreciate it. If you know, okay, my quarterback took, I think he took 54. He took 54 or 55 tackles last year. He was the most quarterback to take sacks last year. You're not gonna fix the O line. And how many? And if I'm not mistaken, he took at least 5 sacks this game against the Rams. Either 4 or 5. It could have been 4. But I'm saying, like, that's insane to me. So it's either they gonna fix it. Either Texans gonna fix the O line, or CJ gonna have to run. CJ gonna have to step up and run more, which he did in the Rams game. He stepped up and he ran a little bit more, and to get out of that pocket, you go CJ's gonna or CJ gonna get hurt. One of them three. So you know what I mean. That's just me with the Texans. Like they have a team to be good, a good team. And y'all. It's not like they not going to the playoffs. They go to the playoffs every year, even with the receivers being down, they running back being hurt. You know what I'm saying? They still go to the playoffs. Like like with all the new stuff that's going on with the Texans, they needed to fix the defense. They already fixed the defense. So nobody can't say that, oh, it's the defense. No, they fixed that. The defense went from last to now they're damn near top 5. So the defense fixed. The only thing that the Texans need to fix is that O line, because, like I said, they have too many weapons not to be one of, you know what I'm saying, one of the top teams in the NFL. They have the squad to do it. It's just that O-line not giving CJ enough time to make a play happen. But it's either like I said, either CJ gonna have to step up and be, you know what I'm saying, he gonna have to step up and get out of pocket more to make them plays downfield, or he gonna get hurt before the playoff season start. It's gonna be be something crazy if the O line do not get fixed. But good game, good defensive game, because like I said, it was a good game. The Rams started off slow at first, but once they start waking up, you know, it was kind of hard to stop. It was kind of hard to stop them. But the Texans defense did step up at times or whatever. But the Rams did get it done for the win. So it's like I said, it's still with the Texans, it's just still that O line for me. They have to get that fixed. Now let's talk Saints and Cardinals. Saints and Cardinals. With the Saints, it's the same thing. With the Saints, it's the same thing right now. They have a new quarterback, Rattler. He trying to make some waves. Trying to learn his offense. He a good quarterback. Uh, definitely good in the pocket. Rattler is definitely good in the pocket. Um, the long the he don't mind throwing it. The long throws wasn't really working. He was overshooting, but the short passes, anything short, he was definitely on against the Cardinals. That was kind of them bringing it back and into the game. Um, but I mean, with the Cardinals, I mean you can't. I mean you're not stopping they offense. That Cardinal offense is incredible. Uh, they got some good running backs, great receivers, and a great quarterback. Um, that can definitely run. He can definitely take off if he need to. So and and the and well the Cardinals defense they was alright. They was okay. They was they did enough to win the game. But the Saints defense, I feel like they played too off. You know, I know you're supposed to give them 5 to 10, but I think I, some of the plays that the Cardinals was making, I think they was playing too off the ball for me because they wasn't the Saints defense they wasn't making the tackles need to be because I feel like they was so off the ball to me. Like if you go watch back, you know they wasn't getting to the ball quick enough for me because it was some plays that if he was if he played a little bit more up, if the corner played a little bit more up, that ball wasn't even gonna get catched, or you was gonna be right there to for negative yards, or you know what I'm saying. I feel like they were just playing a little bit too off for me, but maybe that's how they play and that's cool. But um, if I feel like if the Saints defense could, move up just a little bit, they can make more impactful plays on defense. But like I said, the Saints offense is definitely trying to build around Rattler. You can tell because he is a new quarterback. Um, he is a new quarterback. He a rookie, so he trying to build his own, fill his own shoes and try to make something work. So, but I feel like as the game go on, he they gonna come together. He got some good weapons uh, as well. I haven't really seen him with Rattler. I haven't seen him just take off yet with the running, but in college he was definitely taking off a little bit. So I'm not saying he can't run, but he's definitely one of them quarterbacks. He gonna step in pocket and take a hit just to make sure that pass go off. So I can't wait to see him uh, do his thing with the Saints. See where see where they go on that. Next we had the Raiders and the Patriots. The Patriots defense was making it hard for the Raiders at first. At first. Um, but like I said, the Raiders is a team that's also trying to grow, trying to do some new stuff. Um, they and they just got Smith down there. They just got Smith. So Smith trying to figure out some stuff as well. Smith down there. They just got Smith. So Smith trying to figure out some stuff as well. I think this his other team. This is he was with I think the Seahawks. So now he's trying to build his, what I'm saying, get that going with the Raiders. And which I feel like this where he can build if they if they don't trade him again or don't get rid of him. He might have a good chance to, take the Raiders and do something good with them. But that's just me. Um, that's just me, really. The Patriots, the Patriots offense is getting there. They got a rookie as well. They have a rookie, so I think they all got rookies. Really, I think everybody that they have is a rookie, except for a few. But on that offense, but they might they the the Patriots is also trying to build something, but we just have to see on them. The Patriots ain't been the same in a long time, so we just have to see on the Patriots. Good game though. Good game. I would like to see more running from. I already said it. I already talked about it, but I'll go back to it in a minute. But the I want to see the Raiders run a little bit more. I want to see the Raiders run the ball just a little bit more. Um, I they trying to get that rookie running back, you know, feet wet and everything like that. But I think they needed just to run the ball a little bit more. First, they needed, I feel like Smith needed to pass as well a little bit more. That will open that run game. But like I said, Smith just got traded from the Seahawks, so I get him trying to learn the offense, trying to get, what I'm saying, get to what he do best and sitting in the pocket and all that. But I know it's gonna take a few games to do that. But I mean, the Raiders is looking they looking like they can come up and do pretty good. The defense definitely the Raiders defense is definitely good. I never say nothing bad about the Raiders defense. They as long as they got Crosby, that defense is always gonna be okay. Their defense know how to step up when the game getting hard and the game getting rough. So because that defense last year is the one who put them on that winning streak for a little bit. So I definitely, like I said, I'm not worried about their defense. They defense know how to step up um, on that. Before we get to another game, I'm gonna go back on Cass the Chargers. Hey, Herbert, like I said, Herbert stepped up. Herbert stepped up on on his running. If it wasn't for Herbert taking off when need be, it would have been a different game. He definitely stepped up on that, getting out of pocket, throwing downfield crazy, taking off. His rushing was up there too. So the Chargers, like I said earlier, is definitely one of them teams that if they keep his rushing was up there too. So the Chargers, like I said earlier, is definitely one of them teams that if they keep it going, they can be a team that was underrated and maybe can be, you know, one of them teams you got to look out for. Um, and then, like I said, playing against the Chiefs, and a lot of people thinking that the Chiefs gonna come in and just, you know, blow them out, and the Chargers actually gave the Chiefs a game. It's something definitely to look out for with the Chargers. So now I don't even want to talk about the game, but I got to. The Ravens and the Bills. The Ravens and the Bills. Great game. Great game all the way around. The Ravens and the Bills. Great game. Great game all the way around. We already know the Bills gonna make plays. We already know Ravens gonna make plays. We know Jackson gonna make plays. We know Allen gonna make plays. We know Cook gonna make plays. We know Henry gonna make plays. We know this all the way around. We know this. We know the defense both gonna step up as they did. You might as well call this. You might as well call this the third round playoff game because the way that they were playing. The only thing with the Ravens, they cannot get over the Bills. No matter how many times that the Bills play the Ravens, they cannot get over that hump with the Bills. Playoffs, it happens. And now that it happened for week one, it's like, damn. You know what I mean? Like, come on, Ravens, come on. Like, what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? That's what I just don't get. Like, what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? Like that that game was in their hands. That game was in the Ravens' hands. The thing is, the thing is also the thing about that also is like Allen is like Tom Brady. You can't give him no time. You give him time, he gonna figure out the way to win each and every time. If you give Josh Allen any time, if you give Josh Allen any time, he is going to find a way to win. He's just like Tom Brady. Just like Tom Brady. And it's sad, but he is. He just like Tom Brady. You cannot get that man time on the field. You can't do it. You can't give him time on the field, and that was just the game. It was too much. It was too much time left for Allen to make something happen, and that's just what happened. That's just what happened with it. The Ravens gave Josh Allen too much time to get down the field, and the crazy thing is, not just get down the field, got down the field and took a knee where he knew where his kicker was the best at. I don't know what the Ravens was thinking. Why would not just let Allen come down drive down the field, but you gonna let him take a knee where he know his kicker is good at, right in the middle? The Ravens gave that game up, and they do it every time they play the Bills. It don't matter if it's third round playoffs or like we just saw last night. The Ravens can't get over the Bills. And I'm not saying, and we all know deep down that it's going to be the Ravens and the Bills again to get to the ship. It happens every year. It happens every year. So I don't know what the Ravens gonna do. I don't know. But the Ravens had that game. The Ravens had that game. And like I said, don't get me wrong. We know Jackson gonna do his thing. We know Henry gonna do his thing. We now we know D Hop comfortable. We know everybody on the Ravens is gonna do their job, defense and offense. But we also know on the Bills, we know Allen gonna make amazing plays. We know Cook is gonna tote that rock. All the receivers and tight ends on the Bills is gonna make plays as well, and their defense is gonna step up. So both are great teams. Both are great teams. I'm just saying when it comes to the Ravens, they do not know how to get over. They do not know how to get over that hump when they play the Bills. Nope, they didn't. They did not. But I mean, like I said, the Ravens and the Bills is always gonna be a great game. Like I said, they gonna give a show. They gonna make the plays. They gonna make an amazing game out of it. But the Ravens cannot get over that hump when they play the Bills. They just can't do it. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on. But like I said, the Ravens should have never. The Ravens should have never gave Allen no time. The Allen to me is just like Tom Brady. You give him any time left, he gonna make something happen. And that's how I feel with Josh Allen. You give him any time in the fourth quarter, he gonna make something happen. He gonna make something happen. He gonna make something happen. Now we got Cincinnati and the Browns. Cincinnati and the Browns. Cincinnati started off good. Cincinnati started off good. It was just a with me, it was just a few mistakes that Cincinnati was making that kind of let the Browns come back into the game. The Browns start coming back into the game, and I'm talking about penalties and everything like that. Then the Browns start making them same plays and same mistakes that Cincinnati was doing in the beginning of the game, and that's why it was so close of a game because in the beginning Cincinnati was making them horrible plays and penalties and everything like that, and then the Browns start picking that up and start taking the win over it. And I feel like if the Browns would have just kept going of what they were doing, they would have won the game. They would have won the game, but because like I said, then the Browns started making the same mistakes, and Cincinnati just they capitalized on it to take to take to take the win. Because like I said, I mean it was a low scoring game. It wasn't like it was a big blowout game and all this type of stuff. But it was mistakes really. It was mistakes and penalties that really that that really changed the game with the Bengals and the Browns. And a lot of missed passes, a lot of passes dropped. Uh, that that normal players make crazy. But I mean, that's just like I said. It was just a lot of mistakes uh, in that game. So you know, shout out to the Bengals for the win. But um, it was just it was definitely a lot of mistakes in that game. With the Now with the 49ers and the Seahawks, the Seahawks defense was playing a great game. The Seahawks defense was playing a good game all the way through. Um, all the way through. But the 49ers receiver at the end, or was it? I think it was, no, it was receiver. He saved the game. I'm not gonna lie to you. He saved the game. Um, because the Seahawks D was on him. The Seahawks D was definitely on the 49ers. Um, I thought the 49ers would do a little bit more with McCaffrey, but I think because he got hurt later in the season last year, I don't know if they hold on to him or McCaffrey just wasn't ready to boom like he usually is, or he's starting off slow and then few games he gonna start picking it back up. But I definitely want to see more from McCaffrey. Yeah, I definitely want to see more from McCaffrey. They receive, but now the 49ers receiving core is they picking is they picking they picking back up. They giving Samuel a little bit another weapon, so it's just not on him as much. And we know Kittle gonna do his thing all the way around. I was just shocked in the Seahawks defense for playing the way they did. So like I said, I think uh, that shocked me more than anything was the Seahawks defense. But good game from both 49ers and the Seahawks. But that receiver, he saved them from that game because if he didn't catch that, it was gonna be over with. I feel like the Seahawks could have won that game if he didn't make that catch for that last touchdown. But good games overall. Good games overall, and we just got to see what week 2 gonna come with. I'm gonna give the week 2 games um a go, but first let's get into let's see. I ain't gonna say it yet, but let's get into let's see. I ain't gonna say it yet, but let's get into the barbershop talk. It's a segment where we gonna be real quick, and this is where I'm going to bring news. I'm going to bring people who injured. This was one of my new segments, but this is the barbershop talk. Let's talk about Carter and him spitting. Bro, are you serious? That's the most disrespectful shit ever. Like, that's the most disrespectful shit ever. To spit on somebody, like, and I'm not just saying it happened in the NFL. Once I talk college, I'm gonna say the same thing because it happened in college as well. It happened in college as well. But this is what this segment is for the dumb shit that people think or people do. That's crazy that you gonna spit on somebody. And you know what I'm saying? I'm an Eagles fan. Carter, come on, man. That's disgusting, bro. Like that. It's crazy. It's crazy. And he need to be, you know what I'm saying? He need to be suspended for the rest of the year for that. Like, it's insane. Spitting on somebody is worse than calling that person out his name. And I'm just being real with you. I'm being 100 with y'all. You spitting on somebody is worse than calling that person out their name. Is worse. You get what I'm saying? Is worse. You know what I mean? Like, that is crazy to me. That is crazy to me. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care how many people talking mess. I don't care. I don't care if Prescott. I don't care if Prescott, you know, was saying outlandish shit. For you to spit on him, you know what I'm saying? That's crazy to me. That is crazy to me. That is insane. Like, come on. So disgusting, bro. So disgusting. Like, but you know what I'm saying? Like, this is what this is going to be when I say we gonna talk that barber shop talk, where it's gonna be real. It's gonna be straight to the fucking point on some stuff, because that is disgusting. I don't know what Carter was thinking for spitting on somebody like that. Is crazy to me. Insane, bruh. Insane. Like, lost major points with me. Major points with me. Like, major freaking points with me. Like, bro, come on now. Like, that's and it's not just for me. Like, you gotta when you do that type of stuff, that's people looking into your character. Now they looking at your character. You think big endorsement deals, or you think people want to give you a shoe? You think people want to give you? They probably don't even want to give you a fucking cologne at this point, because that's disrespectful. You gotta, when it comes down to when people start to get paid, and I'm not talking about just playing. I'm not just talking about playing to get paid. I'm talking about they give you endorsement deals. They give you a shoe brand. They give you all this other stuff to get paid. You know what I mean? Like, if even if it's something small, I'm not gonna want to give it to you. If I'm a manager, if I'm an owner of a business, I don't want to give it to you. Come on, Carter, we got to get better, man. We got to get better. We got to get better on that. I don't know what they gonna do to him. I haven't looked it up yet, but we know something coming. With he might be done for the season. I think he should be, because that's disrespectful. It was already excuse me. It was already disrespectful. You walking up to the huddle. It's already disrespectful. The game about to start. It ain't even no point of doing that. So it was already disrespectful. You walking up to the huddle. They trying to get the game started. We trying to go, and then you want to do that. You want to do that crazy stuff. Come on now. Come on now. Insane. Insane. But that is my weekly barbershop talk, y'all. Just had to get that off my chest. You understand? So now let's get to the web's picks of this week. Let's get to the web picks of this week. Now, all this is, like I said, this is from Prize Picks. And if you follow the picks last week, if you follow the picks last week, if you follow the picks last week, I was off one pick. If you remember my picks from last week, I had Barkley scoring. Barkley scored. I had Daniels for 43.4. I mean 43.5. So that means he had to have 44 rushing yards. He had 68. I also had Prescott throwing for 1 yard. If you caught it early, he did that in the first half. He did that in the first half. Oh, yeah, he should have got fined this morning. Yeah, I think he did though. Okay, so if anything, he got fined this morning, y'all, 50,000. I think it should have been more than that. To be real, appreciate the daily heart me. Thank you so much. It should have been more than that. Like I said, for the picks, if you got to write them down last week, my picks were Barkley scoring for a touchdown. He did that. Daniels running for 43.5, so he had to have 44 rushing yards. He had 68 rushing yards. I had Prescott throwing for, if you caught it early, he only had to throw for 1 yard on Prize Picks. He did that in the first half. He threw over that, definitely. The only pick that was not correct was Mahomes throwing for 2 touchdowns. He threw 1 touchdown. So then was my last week picks. This week picks on Prize Picks. But you have to get in early. That's the earlier you get the picks in, the better the outcome. Better the outcome. So that's why I try to give them to y'all early. I'm gonna go dang. Well, all you gotta do is come to the winning team. All you have to do is write down the picks. If you write them down, think about it. You can put $5 on a pick. You can put $5 on a pick, and still if you put 5, you can win up to well, if you doing a 4-way parlay, if you put 5, you should be able to win 50. But always press the flex, just in case you lose 1. You can still win some type of money. I'm still gonna keep it at a 4-way parlay for you, for everybody. I'm gonna keep it at a 4-way parlay for everybody. But I have Daniels again. They have Daniels They have Daniels right now. I have to get into the games in just a minute. Daniels right now, 39.5. I can DM me. Definitely DM me. If you coming back, DM me. Definitely DM me. I'll definitely and sometimes DM me your cards, and I will definitely or DM me what you thinking of, which way you want to go with players, and I can definitely help you out. Any questions that anybody have, DM me, and I will definitely help you out. I'm not a gatekeeper. I'm not keeping nothing from nobody. But right now, on Prize Picks, they have Daniels 39.5 rushing, and I'm gonna say he's gonna go higher. I'm gonna get into all the games for week 2 in just a minute, I'm just going over my picks right now. So I have Daniels with 39.5 rushing yards, and I'm going to say higher. He's going to do more than that. I have let's see what we got. Let's see. I'm not gonna do. Let's do this. Okay. Let's see what we got. I'm doing it as well with y'all. Let's do that. I have Henry. I have Henry scoring a touchdown. I have Henry scoring a touchdown. I have Henry scoring. He only need one touchdown. So right now, Daniels for 40 yards rushing. Henry for one touchdown. I have Love for 2 touchdowns. It's 1.5, but he has to throw 2 touchdowns. I have Love for 2 touchdowns. Love for 2 touchdowns. And I have Adams from the Panthers. 3 receptions. He has to have 3 receptions. And that's gonna be my 4-way parlay. Love for 2 touchdowns. Daniels for 40 yards rushing. Adam from the Panthers 3 rushing. Adam from the Panthers 3 receptions is at 2.5. He has to have 3 receptions. And Henry for 1 touchdown. But you have to get the picks in early. These are early picks. These are what's going on now. So the earlier you get your picks in, the better chance that you can, you know what I'm saying, that you can win. But that is my 4-way parlay. Now, last but not least, Week 2 NFL games. Week 2 NFL games. Here we go. We have the Commanders versus the Packers. We have the Giants versus the Cowboys. Giants versus the Cowboys. I'm gonna go Cowboys. Hard to say, but I'm gonna go Cowboys. The Giants, they still have a lot to improve on and to do. So I'm going to go Giants. I'm going to go Cowboys. Seahawks versus the Steelers. I'm going to go Steelers. Going Steelers. The Rams versus the Titans. I'm going Rams. The Bills versus the Jets. I'm going Bills. Going Bills over the Jets. Dolphins versus the Patriots. I'm going Dolphins. 49ers versus the Saints. I'm going 49ers. Jags versus the Bengals. I'm going to go Bengals. Browns versus the Ravens. I'm going to go Ravens. Bears versus the Lions. I'm going to go Lions. The Broncos versus the Colts. I'm going Colts. The Panthers versus the Cardinals. I'm going Cardinals. The game to watch. The game to watch. Eagles versus Chiefs. Y'all already know where I'm at with that. Falcons versus the Vikings. I'm going to go Falcons. Buccaneers versus the Texans. I'm going to go Buccaneers. Chargers versus the Rams. I'm going Chargers. That is week 2. So I hope everybody enjoy the rest of the week. I will be back on later to talk college. But I hope everybody enjoy the rest of the week. I hope you wrote down the parlays. If you did not write the parlays, watch the video, rewind it, get them parlays in early. I'm telling you, I'm trying to win everybody some money. I'm not sponsored by Prize Picks or Underdog or none of them. I'm just trying to help y'all win some money. You get what I'm saying? I'm trying to help y'all. And if I can do it by a 4-way parlay, then let's do that. Let's talk. Let's do it. And like I said, DM me if you have any questions. I will definitely help you pick a parlay. Send me what you think, which way you want to go. Or just DM me if you fantasy anything, any way you want to go. Just tell me. I'm definitely here to help. I'm not a gatekeeper. I'm here to help. I'm definitely here to help. But like I said, I hope everybody enjoy the rest of the week. It's your boy Zell. Thank you for watching the What It Do podcast. Like I said, I will be back all later to talk college. Like, subscribe, comment. Your boy's out. Love y'all.